In a small farming village, there lived an old man everyone called lazy. He did not work. He spent his days sitting under the shade of a large tree, resting on an old wooden chair, staring far into the distance. He talked a lot about plans he never began. One day I will open a shop. One day I will buy land and cows. One day I will make money without getting tired. That day never came. At first, people laughed at him. Later, they stopped laughing. They only looked at him with pity. His wife sighed and said, "Life does not live on dreams. Life lives on work." The old man lifted his shoulders and replied softly, "Someday, I will find a way." Years passed. Life became harder. Dreams stayed the same. Reality did not. One night, his grandson, barefoot and thin, asked quietly, "Grandpa, is there bread?" The grandmother opened the cupboard. It was empty. The old man stared at the floor. His throat tightened. That night, he understood something painful. Dreams cannot be eaten. Ideas do not fill the stomach. He did not sleep. The next morning, with shame in his heart, he went to work in the fields as a day laborer. The work was cruel. The sun burned his skin. His back bent lower each day. His hands became sore and cracked. Sweat ran into his eyes. In the middle of the field, he whispered, "This feels like a chain." At night, he returned home silent and exhausted. Dinner was simple. Beans and 2 tortillas. Never more. The boy hugged him and asked, "What did they give you today, Grandpa?" The old man looked at his pay and said, "It is little, but it is something." But the money did not stay. Deaths took it. Medicine took it. Food took it. A few coins remained on the table. Week after week, pay came and went. The roof still leaked. Hunger stayed. One afternoon at the village store, he heard men speaking loudly. "The secret is saving. If you save, you are safe." Those words followed him home. That night, he found a large glass jar and hid it under the bed. Each week, after buying only what was needed, he dropped coins inside. Clink. The sound made him smile. It felt like hope. One day, the grandson found the jar and asked, "What is this, Grandpa?" "Our tomorrow," the old man said proudly. But saving was hard. He did not buy new shoes, even when the old ones broke. Food became less. Plates were never full. They ate slowly. One day, the grandmother could not stay quiet. "What good is saving if we stay hungry?" Months passed. The jar filled to the old man. It looked like safety. One morning, they went to the market. He placed the money on the table. "I want 3 sacks of corn." The seller counted and shook his head. Prices went up. "This buys 1 sack and a half." The old man froze. Money loses value. The seller said simply. That night, the old man poured the money onto the table. He counted again and again. It never grew. The boy asked softly, "So, what is the use of saving, Grandpa?" The old man had no answer. One morning, sitting on the porch, he watched neighbors pass by. One carried eggs, another carried bottles of milk. They walked calmly. They did not look afraid. Then he remembered the boy's words from long ago. "What if we buy chickens?" This time, he listened. He took the last of the money and bought a few thin chickens. When he released them into the yard, the boy laughed and ran after them. The old man smiled too. "Now we have an egg factory." At first, they found 1 or 2 eggs a day. They ate some, they sold some. With that money, they bought another chicken. The old man wrote everything in a small notebook. Each egg mattered. Soon neighbors came to buy eggs. For the first time, the work felt good. One afternoon, the old man held an egg and said, "This is worth more than a jar of money. It feeds us, it grows, it does not lose value." The boy hugged him and said, "So you are not lazy anymore." The old man smiled, eyes wet. "No, my child, I finally learned." The jar stayed forgotten under the bed. And when people talked about saving money, the old man pointed to the chickens and said, "Saving money is like holding water in your hands. It always slips away. Make it work. Even if you start small." And that is how the man once called lazy learned the greatest truth of his life. Never save money. Make it grow.